Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Sanjay Chaturvedi, editor Saptakala and Real Estate Law Journal. I am going to speak about the securitization of real estate in the world. Now, and of course, with reference to the banking sector, with reference to the assets and class of assets, with reference to the various securitized form of real estate in India. Let us start with the definition of what is securitization. The securitization of real estate is like this. Suppose the bond market is the securitized form for debt. The markets for say commodity exchange are securitized form for trading, and any exchange traded product which is there on the exchanges, on the browsers for buying and selling by huge number of people buying and huge number of people are selling the same product. This is called the securitization of some concept where something is securitized. For example, some bank have borrowed money from HUDCO because HUDCO was not having a bandwidth at that time for housing finance distribution. Some bank had did it for them. They distributed the housing finance, collected the entire portfolio, given to the HUDCO again, and then they have securitized the fund which is there. Or discounting a rent may be a securitized form, or maybe some. Now I am coming on the world scenario where the securitized form of real estate is right now and where India right now is standing, and what will happen after the India will also go in for the securitized form for real estate. You remember that there was a subprime crisis in US which had given a very jolt, and big banks, I don't want to name, have gone down because of that. What was that subprime crisis? The subprime crisis was that the mortgage-backed securities, which was floated by some bank, was subscribed by some investors. Now that mortgage became bad because of the poor, you can say forensic or poor administration, where the loans were becoming bad and the recovery of loans were not there, and the securities were offered on that particular loan were becoming bad, and those people, those who have actually put and invested money looking at that particular securities, were wanted to come out of that particular bank, and they wanted to liquidate their investments and they wanted to come. So there was a subprime crisis. A mortgage-backed security is a very good form for securitized form for real estate. A real estate mutual fund is a very good security. Suppose I don't want to buy a real estate. I have only 5 lakh rupees. And in 5 lakh rupees, I want to invest in real estate. Can you do so? No, because the unit per unit in any agglomeration like Mumbai or like in Delhi or like in any big metropolitan city, you cannot purchase a real estate for 5 lakh rupees, and that too for investment purpose. And you never know what would be your capital appreciation or what will be your yield from rental yield. And these two things usually people invest for real estate. And how good you are in as far as the real estate portfolio is concerned, because you never know which area, which company, which segment, which way to invest, whether it is commercial, whether it is residential, whether it is IT park. So the exchange traded products were introduced. We are having REITs, that is real estate investment trust, and real estate we are having infrastructure trust also. World over, the real estate investment trusts are exchange traded product. You can purchase for 5 lakh rupees, for 1 lakh rupees, for the sector advantage, to receive a sectorial advantage, you can put in your small money into the kitty, say maybe a real estate mutual fund, or maybe a real estate investment trust, or maybe a mortgage backed securities, or maybe some exchange traded product which is a securitized form. That means you can sell it at any point given time. Real estate investments are having some impediments. That means the buying and selling is not very easy. If you start selling today, you don't know whether it will be sold tomorrow, or it may be sold for next 2, 3, 4 years. So you don't know. Secondly, you don't want to actually sell it the entire portfolio. So out of say 1 crore rupees, you want to sell it for 50 lakh rupees because your need is 50 lakh rupees. So you can sell it half of your investment rather than selling the entire unit. Thirdly, real estate investment is having long-term investment. So if you're looking at a short-term gain, maybe 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, then you don't need to invest in real estate. But you can invest in the units of the real estate for the securitized form. Now that is the securitized form in real estate. In India, real estate mutual fund is there. There is a now value. What real estate mutual fund is doing, you must have patience to see that, because Indian real estate is not having an industry status and we don't have statistics. So I cannot prove on paper that which real estate investment is having such trend or going up or down. Or I believe you in me, no expert can tell you that which real estate is going to give you how much. So maybe somebody is giving you a guarantee, you are lucky that suppose buyback guarantee has been given by the seller. But if it is investment, you make sure that it should be a long-term investment. Whether you purchase a real estate, and I believe so, because you are purchasing a real estate, then there is a liability also. You need to pay the taxes, you need to pay the maintenance, you need to pay and upkeep the real estate, and then it's if you are absolutely interested only in the gain, then I believe that you should not purchase real estate investment. You should enter into a securitized form for real estate rather than purchasing real estate and keeping for yourself. Unless you are having a greater idea of retirement idea, like I will keep it for rent, and with the rent I will go and retire myself. So real estate securitization in India have not yet actually taken to that advancement which the Western countries have. Though we are having the real estate mutual fund, we are having the real estate investment trust also. Very recently, 1 or 2 real estate investment trusts have been registered, but only impediment with them is that the SEBI is asking them for NAV, which they are reluctant to give, because any company or any custodian or any asset management company cannot give you a NAV, that is a daily basis. NAV can be given, but on daily basis you cannot have just like a stock market trading or other securities trading, you cannot have those such things. So I believe still there are some novel ideas coming up in the near future. People will be institutionalizing various aspects of real estate trading, transactions. Keep visiting this particular space. I keep you updated on what will be happening next and what is the horizon of the SEBI, or what will be the government is thinking as far as the securitization of real estate. And that is the next big thing going to happen. The once people getting a confidence in the system, where if he wants to invest and come out of at his will and he gets a handsome return, then I believe so that the real estate is one of the best bet to invest in the world, where it has never made the investor down. Thank you very much for your patience listening. You can approach me on editor@saptakala.com if at all you are having some suggestions to make. Thank you very much.